When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it. Do every act of your life as if it were your last. Look back over the past with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. The universe is transformation. Life is opinion. To the wise, life is a problem. To the fool, a solution. Men exist for the sake of one another. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions. Begin. To begin is half the work. Let half still remain. Again begin this, and thou wilt have finished. A noble man compares and estimates himself by an idea which is higher than himself, and a mean man by one lower than himself. Because your own strength is unequal to the task, do not assume that it is beyond the powers of man. Poverty is the mother of crime. Let your mind run on what you lack as much as on what you have already. There is nothing happens to any person but what was in his power to go through with. A man should be upright, not be kept upright. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. Time is a sort of river of passing events. Each day provides its own gifts. How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? Life is neither good nor evil, but only a place for good and evil. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig. Let men see, let them know, a real man who lives as he was meant to live. Execute every act of thy life as though it were thy last. Anything in any way beautiful derives its beauty from itself and asks nothing beyond itself. Accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Nothing has such power to broaden the mind as the ability to investigate systematically.
You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Observe constantly that all things take place by change, and accustom thyself to consider that the nature of the universe loves nothing so much as to change the things which are. To live happily is an inward power of the soul. Be content with what you are, and wish not change. Adapt yourself to the things among which your lot has been cast. Death, like birth, is a secret of nature. Confine yourself to the present. To understand the true quality of people, you must look into their minds. Anger cannot be dishonest. The act of dying is one of the acts of life. We ought to do good to others as simply as a horse runs or a bee makes honey. How much time he saves who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks. To refrain from imitation is the best revenge. We are too much accustomed to attribute to a single cause that which is the product of several. Such as are your habitual thoughts, such also will be the character of your mind.
Despise not death, but welcome it, for nature wills it like all else. Everything that happens happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. What springs from earth dissolves to earth again, and heaven-born things fly to their native seat. Let it be your constant method to look into the design of people's actions. Each thing is of like form from everlasting, and comes round again in its cycle. I have often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men. Natural ability without education has more often raised a man to glory than education without natural ability. Death is a release from the impressions of the senses. When thou art above measure angry, bethink thee how momentary is man's life. Aptitude found in the understanding is often inherited. Genius coming from reason and imagination, rarely. Everything that exists is in a manner the seed of that which will be. Be content to seem what you really are. The universal order and the personal order are nothing but manifestations of a common principle. Whatever the universal nature assigns to any man at any time is for the good of that man at that time. Forward as occasion offers, be satisfied with success in even the smallest matter. Where a man can live, he can also live well.